we meet colleagues, very scholarly researcher, about 50, 55 years old, and they have to live with contracts only for 4 years. And that's why they feel insecure and very conscious.
They are not very secure, and the contracts will come into an end. This is a situation in some countries and for some scholars. But on the other hand, there are scholars with permanent contracts without this risk of losing their jobs, but they're afraid because of their career and because it could be risky for their image. So there's not only financial pressure and insecurity, but pressure because of the image.
Yeah.
And they're afraid how they would be perceived in the community and by the colleagues. You think, other people think, it's only a question of different generation, and young generation is much more open-minded and critical. And we teach at an international university in Flensburg, in the German-Danish border region. And we have students from, about 50 different countries. And we have very many students from Ukraine and Russia too. And you wouldn't believe how very much afraid the students are and don't want to be critical, don't want to criticize the system. For young students, there's the taboo about some topics too. And it's a new situation. Every time we think that young people, they are more able to criticize and to be, but it's not always the case. We experience this every year during our teaching.
They are of the opinion that they have to argue in a patriotic way and not in a scholarly way. And most of our time, we have to train them to step aside and to observe what is happening in that and to judge this from an independent point of view. That's very difficult for them. They are educated in such a way that they have to trace the circumstances in countries. And that's one of the main differences we are observing in the education between Eastern European students and Western European students. Western European students are very frankly in criticizing the circumstances in their countries. And they do that very frankly.